Chris here, aka Kermie, and welcome to Reading with Kermie. How's everybody doing today? Friday, mid-afternoon. It's about 8 minutes to 4 o'clock. Sitting around figuring out what projects I want to start and get into. I got a few options, so at least I have options today, so that's awesome. So, welcome to Reading with Kermie, and don't stress the small stuff. It's just small stuff. And book 2 is with the family. So, should be an interesting book through these times of, especially through these times of quarantine and being home with the family. So, I'm grateful I get to share this help and healing with everybody instead of just myself. Because that's what I got right now. Just me and the cat. So, I'm glad I get to share this with you guys. So, we're on chapter 39. And this is called Keep a Sane Pace. I like it. Sane is good. Let's begin, shall we? Today, more than ever, many of us live at a pace that can only be described as crazy. In addition to the incredible demands of simply getting by, earning a living, raising a family, and attending to our daily responsibilities, many of us also attempt to partake in social, fitness, charitable, or volunteer and recreational activities as well. We are trying desperately to stay fit and be good parents, citizens, and friends. If at all possible, most of us would also like us to have some fun. Indeed. The problem is each of us have only 24 hours in a day. There is only so much we can do. No doubt. There are many contributing factors in this increased pace of life, including technology and higher expectations, computers, electronics. What are you doing, Binks? And other forms of technology have made our world seem smaller and masked our limitation of time. True. Come on, Binks, you want to sit down? Hang out, do some reading, Kermie? Mask our limitation of time. We can do everything much more quickly than ever before. Unfortunately, this has contributed to a sense of impatience of wanting things to happen immediately. Have you noticed that? I've seen people annoyed because they had to wait a few minutes at a fast food restaurant, or bothered because their computers took more than a few seconds to boot up. I'm guilty of that one. I do that all the time. I'm like, oh, computer. We get stressed over a little traffic and completely lose sight of the fact that we're traveling relatively quickly in a comfortable automobile or bus. Indeed, it seems that our expectations have increased to the point that many of us want to do everything. Nothing is good enough. We have to have more and do more. If we try to do too much, we end up financially rushing around from one thing to the next. And when we are hurried, we are more easily bothered and have the tendency to sweat the small stuff. In addition, when we are rushed, his purr so loud. We rarely feel a sense of satisfaction of what we are doing because we are so focused on getting on to the next activity. Guilty. Instead of being in the moment, we are off to the next one. Anyway. Keep on going. Keeping a sane pace does more than keep us sane. It brings us richness to our experience that is impossible experience when we are rushing around too quickly. There is something magical about having a little space between activities, a sense of calm, of having enough time. I found that keeping a sane pace is a reward in of itself, a satisfying experience on its own right. If I had to choose between doing 5 things in a 100 rushed manner or 4 things calmly and peacefully, I'd choose the latter, obviously. There will be times when we're rushing around in the fact of life that you may not be able to avoid. Sometimes it seems that you have to be in 2 or 3 places at the same time. Super cloned, right? However, there's usually some amount of rushing around that is self-created. By simply becoming aware of your own speeded up tendency and having the goal of keeping a sane pace, you may find subtle ways to slow down your life and become a little calm and stress-free. I think you'll find that if you can slow down, even slightly, the quality of life will be enhanced in many ways. That is a good reading, Humbinks. Every time he sits on my lap during my video, makes it looks like I have an animated Batman shirt. Batman Binks. Hi. I'm Batman Binks. Anyway, that was a good chapter. Slowing down to a sane pace is very important. Especially when everything in life wants to speed up. You know, and I keep talking in my videos how I'm using up this time of quarantine is a great chance to slow down. Even though there's stuff going on, there's a virus that in our nation is closed right now. In my opinion and belief, that is out of our control for the most part right now, you know. We do our part and stay home. So, in the meantime, it forces us to learn how to slow down and just be, which I'm loving. Yeah, I get impatient. I'm wondering, like a lot of us are wondering what the heck's going on and when we're going to open back up and go back to normal and whatnot. Honestly, I don't want it to go back to normal. I want things to start changing in positive and expansive ways. But regardless of what the near future holds, this gives us that time to slow down and have that sane pace. Because I've lived both sides, an insane pace of living and a sane pace of living. This time in my life is gratefully a sane pace of living, where you know, even before quarantine, I slowed down. You know, I was going to school. I took off the last quarter, so I even slowed down more. I was only working 2 days a week, just to have me time, you know, and learn how to slow down. In this last year, I especially learned how to slow down, and it's been really good. Because when I do get back in active activities in life, I'll have those tools that I've gained in this last several months. Especially this last month, a lot of us have gained these tools of slowing down, and you know, a lot of us picked up, I know, meditation and yoga practices, what have you. And it has benefited, I'm hoping. It has benefited me in the last several months, that's for sure. Last few weeks. So it's good to slow down, especially, you know, lately, for me, I'm just going to say this, for me, my mind has been going, like I said, curious on what's going on, even though I know it's all out of my control and hands. I'm stuck at home, we all are, but it still makes you wonder, you know. All we can do is just sit here and be at peace with ourselves and learn that same pace. You know, that's the message. I believe that's the message I'm getting out of this whole quarantine thing, and that's the message I just got out of this chapter, and I hope you did too. So anyway, slowing down is important. It's good for our sanity, good for our world, good for our energy. That's the most important thing for me, is my energy level has gone down. I know, last year, a little over a year now, I had a case of psychosis because my mind was going 10,000 miles every day. I don't know what came over me, but I went through some psychosis at work. It was awful, and it took me months and months and months to slow down my head. You know, I pretty much had a mental breakdown, and I don't know. There was a lot of things that were added on to it that made it happen. But anyway, I made it through it, and here I am today, sharing it with you guys. So I hope we all just learn how to slow down and especially since we're unaware of what life will bring any of us, slow down and we have this chance to maybe create our own. That's my vision. Peace, no politics. You know, we can even take money out of this whole situation. But we'll see. More will be revealed. Anyway, I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a good afternoon. And just saying down that process of ours, you know. Have a great day.